Welcome to my two-part videos on the thoughts that I have on the Bozjan Southern Front. So rarely on the internet is there really a middle ground on many issues. Sides will be formed. You're either with me or you're against me. You either agree with me or you're a complete idiot. If you enjoy this video, I really hope that you'll take the time to do a good old Bozjan slap to that like button and cat daddy that subscribe button. So on the first camp, we have the Eternal Optimist. We have those that think no wrong can be done. Everything to this side is ultra super incredible and amazing and nothing can be done wrong and it's perfect, and otherwise if you think anything else, you're a negative Nancy that needs to grow up and learn to appreciate what you've been given. Any and all criticism is not criticism, but instead it is a personal attack and a vengeful vendetta. Far out of bounds. How dare you? Have you ever developed a game? No? Then keep your opinions to yourself. To voice concern makes you a lashing out freak, and that means you should just step away from the computer and try and shave off that angry neckbeard and get a life. Get a wife and start having children. Now start appreciating everything and anything, and if you say one more criticism, they're gonna block you. And believe me, they're convinced you don't want that. Now on the other side of the playing field is the Eternal Pessimist. Everything is either garbage, could be done better, or has no point, or is just boring. So why is this not an even numbered patch yet? Why are we still using rehashed systems? Is it not 6 years later? If I was in charge of this, I'd change this or that. In fact, I wouldn't even dedicate the dev resources to such a pointless set of content. Out of any piece of news or information on this game, they are able to suffocate the light out of it and suck the joy out of others who might be excited about it. They might secretly be Asians in real life. But they have no faith or hope in the developers. They hate what the game's turning into. They hate the addition of these different types of content that don't involve whatever specific sub-content that they are doing. After all, if you're only here for rating, why are the developers wasting resources on content that is obviously irrelevant? Is this boosting my item level, my stats, my FF logs? No? Well, who cares? So if you're voicing positivity, then to this camp, you're everything that is wrong with this community. You're a fanboy that is giving the developers a free pass and you aren't able to think for yourself. You're a sheep who is following the herd and you should feel bad. This is why the game is turning for the worst, they will say, and then they're going to storm out of the game saying that there is no content and that they're resubbing to World of Warcraft. So with all of that out of the way, I should say, this is more of a satirical kind of stance at my review of the Bozjan Southern Front, because honestly, I don't want to just do a boring review. I recently have watched the creator Eisenhart make a double pair of videos about some thoughts that was going on with Shadowlands, the upcoming World of Warcraft expansion, and honestly, going into the Bozjan Southern Front really made me think about their videos and on how I really want to approach this content, or specifically this video. So this is going to be a little different, as obviously indicated at the first 2 minutes. The Bozjan Southern Front has been released for a few days now, and I've tried it a bit here and there and have gone pretty far in it, and I've gained enough impressions to make my personal opinion of it. And likewise, this is going to be a two-part series, and this video and the other video are going to be highly polarized very intentionally. So welcome to the first video featuring my various mood swings. Applause as it steps onto the stage. Why you should be depressed about the Bozjan Southern Front. And I want to say before I even say another word that this is just stating points from this perspective. Why you should be excited is the next video that I will release shortly after this one, so please don't think this is my full opinion. Oh my god. This is not my full opinion. So now my pessimistic side steps onto the stage. We already knew that this content was doomed when we figured out it was Eureka 2.0. You know, the content that was so bad that it basically inspired a revolt on, you know, Reddit, in-game, forums, and basically every other social media platform? Yeah. Where Eureka mentioned in any chat, still to this day, will instantly get you messages from people going, "Oh my god, that was the worst content ever." Or if you walk into content, like I do with the Scholar Summoner book, people's jaws drop through the floor going, "Oh my god, you actually went through that?" Yeah, I did it for the Armor 2. Oh my god. So yeah, why don't we just all agree unanimously to call this content what it is? Eureka Shadowbringers Edition. Featuring Cat Daddy, so at least there is some optimism. Wrong video for that. But we already knew that this was doomed from the live letter. Already knew it was doomed. So first of all, we need to ask the question, does this add gear that has a higher item level than we've had for the first few months? I mean, of patch 3.2, because we're in 5.35. You know, it's been kind of like 7 months, hasn't it? Or 8, or are we going on 9? It's been a very long time. Oh, you mean that this gear doesn't give me higher item levels than I've had since the first few weeks of patch 5.2 months and months and months ago? Okay, not even gonna log in and touch it. I've had my best in slot for months, and this gear overall is worse. Or some theory crafter might say that it's a 1% increase if you slot in the right materia combination, probably, but... Now imagine how bad this content probably seems to people who have cleared the Savage raids in the first week and were best in slot in like the first 3 or 4 weeks or so. But what content would I even do with this gear? Shiva Savage again? Why would I run Shiva Savage again? The ultimate tier raid? I mean... the ultimate tier raid that is not even here for patch 5.3? Is it even coming in patch 5.4? You mean the ultimate raid that's not even here? How about Shiva Unreal? Already cleared it once, and just a reminder that Shiva Unreal was also pointless to me, because that didn't even give an item level upgrade. Who would bother doing that? Now, the only people who would want to do this content are dirty relic hunters or people obsessed with making their character look different. Ew. Now for my next point from this camp, let's talk about the content in there, assuming we've even struggled to manage to divine a reason to even enter the content. Burgeoning. After all, in point 3, we are going to get into how the Bozjan Southern Front isn't even good to farm the glamour. Sad. In the content, it's basically just rehashed fates and then a few random bosses in there that you can queue for. Have we not had enough of fates? We've been grinding fates since Atmas. We've been grinding fates for the Yokai crossover event. We've been grinding fates for the Heavensward relic. At what point do we do something different from fates? My god. Sure, let's slap on the name Skirmish and slap it on there. That's not changing anything, though, about them being fates. At this time, that also brings in the same problem as normal fates. I need to rush from fate to fate on the ground since we can't even fly to get experience from it. I mean, we re-leveled levels and experience as resistance, rank, and metal. My bad. You know it's fun? Aggroing a mob as I'm trying to rush from fate to fate or try and get an Aethernet crystal and unable to use it because I am still in combat somehow. 5 miles away from whatever aggroed me. Or not be able to use my mount, so I need to run, again, 5 or 10 miles away from the last fate in order to finally use my mount. About 3 minutes in game time or something ludicrously high, right? Which is not even the punchline of the joke. That's not even why that's funny. The punchline is that in the time that it took me to finally get on my mount or use the Aethernet crystal, that other fate that I was trying to do was already taken down. It's even more fun when it comes down to groups that are doing different fates at the same time, which makes it obscenely difficult to try and get them down. Great job, guys. This is really great. We've killed all 3 fates at the same time. Now we all only get credit for 1. You know, we have hoped that we had learned to stop doing that 6 years ago. I just love fates. You know what would be a great thing to add to the Bozjan Southern Front that I'd actually really love? Open world PvP so I can start removing these player splitting fates myself manually. A few fire floors to the face and a xenogloss should do the trick. Now on to my third depressing point is, in here, is there any point in being here for the glamour? The weapons? It's far more optimal to get the weapons from outside the Bozjan Southern Front. Grind, grind, grind in this ground-mounted mess with aggroed mobs and all the other trash for subpar methods to get the relic weapons. That's just great. It's just like that dog that's sitting in there in the burning building saying, "This is fine. This is great. I can't wait to spend 30 times the amount of time to farm the weapons as people that just did the exact same fate grinding, but outside the Bozjan Southern Front, with flying mounts. With flying mounts. With flying mounts." Now, I haven't even talked about critical engagements. So let's say in an instance of 72 people that you get a critical engagement to spawn within 24 players maximum. So meaning only 24, as in not 25, as in everyone else out of that 24 is screwed. This means that a lot of players are going to be very unhappy when they don't get in. because this gives more rewards, like more experience. I mean metal. Myself being one of those unhappy players many times, this is ridiculously unfair to me, and I deserve to be in a critical engagement because I want the experience, I mean metal, and I want it so that I can level up. Darn it, I keep doing it. I mean raise my resistance rank. But the most unfair part? The critical engagements that are 1v1 me bro style. So out of 72 people, only one person gets the privilege to 1v1 me bro, meaning that they are privileged enough to get more rewards than me? This makes me very sad when I'm not able to be chosen and then they just wipe a little bit of schadenfreude. I don't even bother to watch the 1v1 me bros anymore because it's pointless. Does it give me experience to watch? I mean metal? No. What about crystals? No, it doesn't even give those. Plus they almost lose always. Do they even have the perfect legend title? That clearly should be a requirement to get into the 1v1 me bro critical engagement, obviously. And now let's finally talk about Castrum Litore, whatever that means. The last dungeon grind for this, that is the capstone of the Bozjan Southern Front. It is so hilariously difficult to get in this for two reasons. Number one, you need to wait a full hour for it to spawn, since it's on hourly cycles. If the instance you're in is already in it, you can't join. And again, have to wait another hour. So why not just wait? Well, I tried that multiple times, over 5 times in a row, over multiple hours. We queued into it, and ultimately didn't have enough people to participate to even try. The few people that got in, say we were at 25, I think, or 28. I think we were actually in the 30s. Those people, they just immediately left. Meaning that I literally just wasted hours of my time trying to get into Castrum content for the armor, which I will remind you is not better than the best in slot 500 pieces that we've had for months. Why don't we have a duty roulette finder for this, or some easier way? Because I don't want to grind fates in here anymore. I can't even whisper in this instance. Instead, I'm stuck doing content that I don't want to do for hours on end, hoping that Castrum will spawn, and that somehow the instance will have enough people actually wanting to do it. And I can't even AFK because it's going to boot me because it's an instance. Amazing. So what am I left to do? I'm left to leave the instance, re-enter instances, leave the instance, re-enter the instance. Maybe someone will reply to me and shout this past instance. Heaven knows the past 4 instances when I've asked haven't. And with... Okay, out of character now. With that last point, my pessimistic mood swing steps off the stage. Oh my god. In a few hours, I will be posting my optimistic and excited mood swings presentation. And with that, and I know that was a lot, it was intentionally a lot, what points do you agree with or disagree with in here? I want to know what you guys are thinking. But again, this is very much skewed to specifically the pessimistic and theatric. Anyhow, if this at least even mildly amused you, please consider doing a good old Bozjan slap to that like button and cat daddying that subscribe button. I am so worried because someone's going to take this out of context. Oh my god. Please don't take it out of context. I love you all. See you.